what we're seeing with Twitter, we're seeing the hyperpolarization of Twitter, the rules they were creating, the narratives they were swinging, and the bifurcation in American culture. And that's the point I was making. Like, you guys keep doing this.
Yeah.
You are creating two distinct universes. And what I could see at the time and what I can see now is like a blur. It's like when if anybody wears glasses, you know exactly what I mean. Your glasses are off and you see a strange shape in front of you and you can't exactly define it, but you're like, there is a person walking towards me right now. You put your glasses on, you can see it clearly. If I had glasses, I could see the future. But I'm saying what we're witnessing right now, as Phil Labonte says, what's the off ramp? If we are now seeing in these January 6 cases, confess and say Donald Trump made you do it or you're done. We're seeing Enrique Tarrio getting 20 years. He wasn't even there. But more importantly, since that point, we've had the Summer of Love riots, the worst riots in 50 years, 30 plus deaths. We've had a guy gunned down in the street in Portland. We've had multiple autonomous zones. I can't even begin to stress how we've normalized this. Go back then and say, what if I said to Jack Dorsey and Vijay Gadde very specifically, within the next year or a year and a half, there will be far left extremists who occupy city centers with rifles and kill people who oppose them. They'd say, you're nuts.
Right.
And it happened. And now we're just like, oh, that happened. Are we not even shocked that's going on?
Yeah, so exactly. And so the point that I'm trying to make here is that like imagine, I don't know what the analogy exactly would be, but so imagine you go, you were in a business and you were talking to the other like stockholders and you go, I think this business is in real trouble. I think we're going to be out of business next year. And then next year, you're not out of business, but your stock is down 90%. And they went, see, you're wrong. We weren't out of business.
Fire, and we're doing great.
Like, okay, fine. So I'm not saying, technically speaking, maybe you weren't out of, maybe it wasn't a civil war. Maybe we weren't out of business, but still at least grant that there was like a lot accurate to this prediction. But and that's my point about, by the way, just tying this back to the not being elections. Maybe that's not exactly right. Maybe Colonel Douglas McGregor is not word for word right about this, but there still might be, much like with your prediction, like some real insight into that.
I'll give you one. I'll give you the potentiality. October 2024, a single state Secretary of State decides Donald Trump is ineligible based on the 14th Amendment as they've interpreted it. And so they remove his name from the ballots immediately. And we're 3 weeks out or whatever from the election. So early voting's happening. Immediately, you get the Trump team, all the conservatives, everyone filing emergency notices saying we need an injunction on this immediately. And then the state says, OK, we'll see you in court. They go to court. By December, there's a ruling. Yeah, guys, you can't keep Trump off the ballot. Oh, the election's over. Trump wasn't on the ballot. We've already seen in Michigan and Minnesota, they've said no to this. But the issue would be look, we saw this in Arizona. And so I'm not basing this off of nothing. In Arizona, the wrong ballots were printed on the wrong paper, so the machines didn't work. I guarantee you. I shouldn't say that because I can't actually guarantee you. But I would tell you this right now. I would bet a substantial amount of money that in 2024, we will see similar voting machine errors on par with a misprint that results in jurisdictions failing. Listen, if we hear about 100 jurisdictions and it totals maybe a single percentage point that this happened, no one will accept it no matter which side it ends up being. Left, if it happens to Trump, if it happens to anybody else, I knew some. I don't think it's going to be Biden.
Well, the truth is that government is a faith-based system. And that's especially true for democracy. The whole thing is kind of reliant on this. It's all a religion in a way. Like it's all like you believe in it. We believe in, look, the government is a religion in every sense of the word, right? It has its kind of like sacraments and its rituals and its nobilities and its
sacred cows.
It's sacred cows. It has its blasphemy, the things you're not allowed to say, right? It has all of this. And also, much like religion, and I say this as someone who believes in God, so don't take this the wrong way, but it is, so picture this like the religion you don't believe in, not the religion you do believe in, okay? So if you're religious, every other religion, not your one. But also, it doesn't exist. Like government itself doesn't exist. It's an idea that's in your head.
And that idea is almost gone.